so that you can, use this as a guide basically. Particularly if we're doing like these kind of shots, I like to do that. So, can you shut it real quick? Just a minute. When I'm taking photographs, I'm actually inside the camera, and I become part of the camera. It's basically a truck with a hole in the side with a couple lenses mounted in there, and it just projects everything that's outside on the sidewall. It's all upside down, but this is just a great moving picture. Like me, it's got blemishes. I mean, it's got wrinkles and dents and rips and tears and places that didn't develop just right. But I think that's what makes it interesting. And I found that particularly in the printmaking process with this, you have to, when you're working in this scale, you have to really just kind of let go. Really embrace the mistakes and the blemishes. There's an ad agency in Spain. One of their clients was Foto España, which is this big photography exhibition they do in Madrid every year. Then eventually they're like, no, we want to bring you out here for a tour. We visited every little village in Spain you can imagine over the course of about 3.5 weeks. It was about 5,000 miles we covered. Over the course of the tour, I took about 75 photographs. They sent along a videographer who shot about 40 hours worth of video and created a documentary art film called Landscapes in a Truck, which has been doing the festival circuit in Europe. Over here on the left, there's a hole. It's about the size of a bathtub stopper. And I have my lenses mounted here. And then on this opposite wall, I have a projection of everything that's outside, only it's upside down and backwards. So what I do is I figure out what I want to take an image of, which part of that area, cover up the lens, come back over here, have separate exposures. I open the tube, I will duct tape or clamp this paper to the wall, then expose the paper for however long I need to. I mean, the best thing I can do is kind of take what's given to me and kind of make the best of it. It's not me, I don't have control over this. I have an idea of what I want the work to look like, and I want to exert some control over it, but if I try to control it too much, it looks artificial and manufactured. You end up with a lot of interesting artifacts in the final print. This was actually the place I was making these prints was using these old library tables to make my prints on. That's actually the edge of the table. You have the edge of the plexiglass that holds down the work. You have some developer residue. I think the best prints are the ones where you can't tell where the photograph ends and the squirreliness begins. It's the signature for these pieces, and it's the signature of who I am as an artist. There are a lot of, you could see all the various gears and you could read labels on the machinery and things. When you make the print, you lose some of that detail. And originally I thought, well, this is just a lesser image now, but instead I wanted to try to compensate with that with my printmaking technique. So I really played around a lot with solarizing, with using the developer. It tells a story that wasn't there before. You had this whole series of flames that are kind of kicking at Richard's feet as he's climbing up the ladder. I use giant rolls of photographic paper for my negative. I also use that for my positive. Whether you're a high-end collector or whether you're just a fan, I want to have something available for everybody. Most of my work I'm doing in limited edition. It's a series of 5 prints. To make it accessible to people, I have one print that I'm going to leave as an open edition. People that can't get to see the work in person and may not be able to afford a limited edition originals, I still want them to be able to have a piece of it. Even though these pictures were taken a couple years ago, the work is still evolving. They're still developing around the edges, and they just are, they're living, breathing pieces of work.